Vertin, our main protagonist in Reverse 1999, who's very, very popular, and even that's probably an understatement because literally everyone in the game seems to be obsessed with her because she is absolutely vital to the entire story. But why? Aside from her calm, kind-hearted, and curious nature, the main reason why she's constantly under pressure by rather suspicious organizations is because she can brave the storm. In a nutshell, the storm reverses time, and if you happen to be inside the storm, you get ripped apart within its various mutations and you quite literally die. So being the only one who can survive the storm without any outside help or shelter, it's not surprising that these organizations want to know her secrets. Now, since Vertin's such a nice person, why couldn't she just help both sides? Wouldn't that be the most logical and reasonable solution? Everybody holding hands and singing Kumbaya? Well, it's not that simple. Vertin has to stay impartial, and that is the only peaceful resolution, making her the centerpiece of the most important plot point in the entire story. You see, throughout the first 2 chapters of the game, we are introduced to Manus Vindictae, a group of pure-blooded arcanists who wants nothing more than the absolute destructions of humans. Obviously, due to their extreme nature, it's easy for us to dismiss their ideology as wrong or evil. Then at this point, it would be very simple for us to assume that Vertin will side with the Foundation, who are the good guys. But of course, eventually, things start to get a bit foggy. Throughout the preceding chapters of 3 and 4, we begin to learn the values of the Foundation, and if you pay close attention, Vertin never fully trusts them because within the organization also exists extremists that are on the sides of humans. So basically, as Vertin puts it, Mankind Caucus. People who reject arcanist ideologies and believe that humans' reasoning and logic is superior to everything else, all within the Foundation. So now things get very interesting. Manus Vindictae hates humans, and some high members of the Foundation hates arcanists. But if you really think about this for a second, in a way, the Manus is actually a little bit better than the Foundation in my opinion, because at least they are unapologetic to their goals and ideals. Now, the Foundation, on the other hand, first has an internal conflict of discrimination they're struggling to correct. Second, there's an ungodly level of politics and lobbying even within their own organization. And third, the Foundation can seem pretty hypocritical considering they are using the powers of the Arcanists while they're looking down on them at the same time. Now, with that in mind, let's go back to the main question. Why is Vertin so vital in all of this? The simple answer is Vertin is the embodiment of equality, fairness, second chances, and progression. At this point, she's literally just Jesus. Now, if we take a step back and think about the big picture in a bit more philosophical manner, the Manus Vindictae's goal is to go back or reverse the society. Basically, we gotta go back to the good old days. All these young bloods, they don't even know what they're doing. They got no respect. And at the same time, the Foundation wants everything to remain static or in stasis. Now, maybe the Foundation is not opposed to changes, but the thing we need to keep in mind is the fact that the changes the Foundation is okay with are always and only under the absolute control of their own discretion. Now maybe we can get a better idea or a picture between Manus and the Foundation, the complete opposite spectrums of extremes. Now, some people could argue that Vertin being impartial could be seen as someone who just can't make a choice. But again, if we pay attention to Vertin and her goals, it becomes very clear what she wants and what her choices are. Throughout the game, we've seen various examples of Vertin prioritizing her friends' future and their progression throughout the story. For example, helping out Druvis or Jessica to leave behind their past and to move on to a brighter future. And considering this idea, her entire goal to find out the truth behind what happened in 1999 and the storm itself is in part to understand them so that she could move forward. Now, on a side note, the most interesting part about all this is the fact that no one seems to even know the truth behind Vertin's origin, which is ironic because this whole conflict stems from the discrimination between the Arcanists and humans. And throughout the entire game, everyone, including Vertin herself, questions whether she's even an Arcanist. Now, whether Vertin is human or an Arcanist, one thing that's pretty obvious is the fact that the Manus Vindictae and the Foundation and Vertin Vertin herself are all trying to keep each other at arm's length. Vertin states that she doesn't want to be the enemy of the Foundation. She understands the benefits of the Foundation that can help humans and arcanists that are in need, but she also knows that the Foundation has a dark side to their ideology. And Vertin's view on the Manus is another complication, because while we can assume that everything Manus is doing is to destroy the human world, there's still a lot that we don't know about them. But of course, the story's not over, so I do want to mention some important things about Vertin that I found very interesting, and some things about the overall story that I found very suspicious. During the scuffle between Vertin and Schneider in Chapter 2, Arcana notices a huge scar on Vertin's back. Now, we don't get to see what it looks like, but Arcana gives us a pretty detailed description. Lines, the moon, the eyes. Now, you might recall during the prologue, Vertin mentions that the reason why she wanted to try to save Regulus was because she was able to see the second moon, just like Vertin. Quite suspicious. Then we have the masks of the Manus Vindictae that is used to cover the eyes in order to avoid the effects of the storm. Not to mention the introduction of Besmert in version 1.6, who suspiciously resembles someone related to Vertin. Maybe the lines are related to some incantation markings or something. Now obviously I'm speculating here, but if true, the whole idea of Vertin not being an arcanist, but a human that could use arcane powers is also a possibility, which is pretty interesting. Next, we have some details regarding the safe zones or the objects that are immune to the storm. A Litiao's base, which Manus used at one point in the past, Vertin's suitcase, and a cave on the island of the Aegean Sea, which all seems to exhibit the fog that either gives you a headache or cause hallucinations. Hallucinating may be something similar to what people see during the storm. And of course, the substance asymmetrical nuclide R, which also exists in the mask of the Manus Vindictae, not to mention the buildings in the Foundation, and also Vertin, because she herself has immunity. And if you are interested in these kind of topics, make sure to subscribe and like the video so you don't miss any of my future Reverse 1999 videos. And also, I want to give yet another special thank you to the team of Reverse 1999 for sponsoring this video. And if you haven't played the game yet, make sure to try the game out for yourself. I'll leave the link in the description of the video. It's a great game. I've been playing it literally every single day. I haven't missed a single day. And with that, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.